Moonlight Shadow at level 6 start attacking.
I think the Moonlight Shadow is, you know, it's also an aggressive tool. Use it to find ganks instead of arrows for yourself, but so far in this game hasn't needed it. And of course, if you go for this build, you have a really high damage advantage for a while.
Well, everyone else is happy about that. 44 damage is being added to every other hero on EG at the moment.
He didn't take a talent either. Skilled arrow over 150. But yeah, the Drow is doing great. And usually what we've seen teams do against EG when they run their Drow, that they try to contest the Drow's lane and shut down RTZ so that the team doesn't benefit so much. But then the other two lanes generally go well. And TNC's approach in this game was different. Focus on their safe lane and mid lane, and so far that has not paid off at all as they were hoping. I'm still waiting for TNC to try to make a move. Like, they finally have all of their abilities online that they should want to have. They have Global Silence, Sand King Stun Epi, they have Lasso with drums, but they're not finding a play.
No, they've been here before. Like,
they're finding Tinker.
Yeah, bottom lane, back to the tier 2 tower. Zai's nearby, and the laser at least going to stop him from killing him off.
Oh, Universe was so close to coiling there.
Man, they actually need that Aghanim Scepter up. Like, everyone needs to be blinded in this game. Like, they're using Regeneration Rune as bait. Samael, hello! Threw the arrow up, looking for a target. They go for the curse. 1437 doesn't have mana. Now he does for the Global Silence, allowing to find the kill onto Samael. Sam H will take it for the 451 gold. And they'd love to get a little bit more. The tier 1 tower appears to be their target.
Oh, Universe.
Okay, he's managed to find one. Burrow Strike from Tim's missed time. He was looking to catch Universe mid-jaunt away. But Universe Dream Call holds Tim's ball. Sam H in position. Crit. Not finding any opportunity. They don't have reveal against the SK, allow him to go for another Burrow Strike. You get the silence from Universe, at least allowing... Okay, no, there it is. The lasso is not allowing for anything. I was going to say, allowing Sam H just to watch everything going on.
Yeah, EG are dropping the ball a little bit there. I feel like they didn't need to lose anyone else than just the Mirana. And TNC get more than what they came for. They got 3 kills, almost got the tower. And the Mirana kill in itself was really good, but they're going to be feeling very happy with what they just accomplished there in the last minute. Pretty much knocked EG's advantage in half within 30 seconds.
It's that point where you feel like you found nothing. You smoke gank, you go through the entire jungle, you get Observer Wards down. It's like the consolation prize to a smoke. You wait for Tinker to actually have a crack at him. Yeah, but then you find the 3 kills around the baited Samael.
Yeah.
At least EG do have good aggressive wards, so they're watching Sam H pretty closely. He's rapidly approaching his own Blink Dagger, sitting it now at 1900 gold, and EG have been very good at shutting down those heroes that are looking for those critical items. Originally it was keeping the BTs of Tinker down, then they just turned their attention towards the Batrider.
Soon lane, Samael, oh, just barely missing that arrow on 1437. He was AFK, so it missed. It was literally standing. There was an arrow flying right next to him. He didn't see it at all. He just stood there. It's like, oh, that's fortunate.
Cinder and Sky arrows. Take hands off keyboard and mouse.
Stand still. It's the classic thing with you remember Sing Sing used to play a lot of Mirana back when he was playing competitively, and he says it's way harder to hit arrows in pubs than in competitive because I have no idea what these idiots are doing. But this time it's the other way around, you know? And it's just next level the pot. You stand still and he arrows and you're like, oh, there's an arrow.
My prediction skills are meant to be amazing. You've got Samael, like, you think at the moment from TI6, his prediction arrow was absolutely perfect, and... Well,
can't predict if your enemy takes his hands off the keyboard.
Yep.
Good.
But you add the arrow.
Let's try to catch up a little bit on items. So Raven went for a Vanguard build this game on his Phantom Assassin. Felt like he needed to tank up. This makes the hero very tanky. He has 150 health talent and a Vanguard, as well as the wand to go. So tanky and sustainable against this this dire lineup. Building in toward the Deso. Actually, we might need to wait with the rest of the items.
They Moonlight Shadow.
A big moment. Sam H could make a big play here.
The smoke is broken now. They don't have detection. Moonlight Shadow will wear off in 2 seconds time. So they Firefly up, the Sentry Ward is down. They found their target with a False Promise. Allows Samael to bail out of this one. The Dream Call making sure Sanking is exactly where he is. He has his epicenter available, but EG don't lose anybody. A quick Sandstorm. Zai, Burrow Strike away. Tim's on the run from him. He has enough damage. Of course, he's got a freaking Drow Ranger behind him. So Zai, Shikuchi's forward. They want trigger off the shrine, and they're gonna get it. Universe jorted himself into the middle of all of TNC. They're bailing out of the shrine. The arrow will connect onto Tim's. He knew what he was gonna do that time, but no one from EG is close enough, or is he? Zai, you know he just wants to slip through the back lines and find somebody, but with Universe down, maybe think second thought about it.
That was a bit of a pretty scrappy fight, but at the end of the day, I think TNC come out slightly ahead there. They get the mid tower. They lost their silencer before he even got global off, so that fight could have been a lot better for them if he got that spell off. But EG still, you know, managed to at least get a kill on their way out.
That Shadow Blade being put to use already as the Batrider Tims, the Burrow Strike. It'll save Sam H. He went down to 60 HP. The Global Silence combining with the Epicenter. They turn around onto Drow Ranger with the Flame Break. She'll burn from this, or will she? The damage. Oh, the keep her alive. She'll stay alive. Okay. No, here comes another Sentry Ward. Cuckoo with his TP forward finds the kill onto Arteezy. Crit did everything humanly possible with no false promise.
Toby, I think he's gonna die. Oh, it actually takes longer than I thought. Maybe he's fine.
Man, get the bug off that 1437. It's the infestation. Ravens going in. The silence is there from Universe with the lasso. Quickly from Samael. Support is there. Crit this time around. He had the false promise to break it. But you've lost Samael. You're losing more. Maybe Raven. This is his time to shine. Needs the vision once more. Zai fighting an Infest. Cuckoo brings him the support. Master Machines to give the cover fire. PA still trying to get the bug off him and get rid of that negative armor. Zai running through the bars of the machines. Revealed for half a second and gets rocketed to oblivion. EG! Ouch. Man, you're calling the other fight scrappy. That's scrappy do right there.
That was even more scrappy. Okay, Silencer did die, Toby, so that was the important part. Saw it coming. Saw it coming when they went on him. He was definitely going to get into a 30-second fight and die in the middle of that. But
he got Global Silence off, GG.
I thought he was going to die really fast, but actually a very nice counterplay there from TNC. So 1437 ran to the left, and they were chasing him with both the Mirana and the Weaver, and if both of them get like 2 attacks off, he just dies. But they're very quick. Stifling Dagger from Raven to slow down the Mirana, and then they counterplayed and turned it around very nicely. And at the end of the day there, EG, again, not really getting as much out of it as they would have hoped. Their gold lead is now down to 2K. And most of the time when we see EG have like this 5 or 6K lead with their Drow stress, they keep it. They roll with it, they extend it, and then they end the game at around 25-30 minutes. This game, that's just not going to happen. I don't think EG can break the base that early, and they need to play for plan B.
But this was the problem you're talking about, the drafting phase. That's why you were favoring TNC a little bit more. And while... Okay, no, bottom lane's not going to be a fight.
Are you sure about that?
Well, I'm surprised Sam Asian. He doesn't have lasso. It's on 5-second cooldown. He doesn't want to fight into it.
Oh, there's many EG heroes here.
Yeah, Blink Taker just arrived. Tim's run away, but no! Universe, not only will he get the kill, he'll take the courier with it. Blinking forward, finding the pick.
Is that the Tinker Ward that set all of that up? I think
it was the Tinker Ward.
Yeah, that's not really what you put it for, but, you know, nice.
You'll take what you get. Yeah. But it's still the underlying problem you're talking about. The fact that EG just don't have that frontliner. Like, Zai is sort of becoming it, but he's spending most of his time in Viz running around, trying to do the damage, but you don't have that big pop damage yet from EG.
He needs to be so careful. There's no hero on the Dire that can just go in with confidence. And it's because of the Global Silence. If Global Silence wasn't in this game, I think EG would be playing very differently. But they can't just run in their Mirana, for example, and just try to go for a kill knowing that there's going to be a false promise. The moment you commit into a fight, you're committed, and you're not getting out again. Then you need to have the stronger firepower. I think it's going to have to mainly come from this Arteezy Drow that is closing in on Silver Edge, and then maybe start opening up on the PA. Take her out first. Good scan from the Radiant. They're reading this movement very well. And might be looking for a counterplay. Everything is ready on both sides for a fight.
Samael, the leap forward. He's hit the arrow with the Dream Coil. Okay, that's where you use your magical burst damage to find the kill.
And the Tinker Ward has provided so much value. I think it just got panned out by Sam H. He's like, you know what, guys? We just lost.
Wait. Are they going to realize that Roshan's being done? Does PA have a look inside the pit? Roshan's so low. Raven's walking straight past it. Now Roshan gets triggered. He'll realize it. The Burrow Strike, it catches 2, including the Chikuchiing Weaver. Arteezy is away.
What a
support is there.
Yeah, if there's one thing EG aren't lacking is physical damage. They can kill Roche pretty damn fast with a Crest Swarm and this Drow Ranger right-clicking. And Zai is going to be more than happy to die for the cause there.
Do you like the Silver Edge from the Dro Ranger?
Yeah, I do. It's strictly because of the PA, I think. And it's good enough, I think. Like, the Shadow Blade often provides the value that you need, but in this game the upgrade is valuable enough to go for it straight away, I think. It's going to give them a chance to kill that PA. As you talked about, they have the burst. They just need to be able to control him a little bit.
Really good scan from EG. They scanned just north of Roshan, looking for the rotation from TNC, and they pinged on 2 heroes. Already understanding the Tinker was in the lane and the SK was hovering around. They back up and hold near the tower when there's a little bit more reinforcements, babysitting Arteezy more than anything else. But now if EG want to attack, there is still that aggressive Observer Ward. Of course, Mr. Invisible Arteezy just walks straight underneath
Raven, I don't...
They see Tim's. Again, this is how Tim's died last time on the top lane. Hiding in the trees, thought he was fine, but the dire vision, the Observer Ward just sees the SK is preparing his attack.
They really want to fight this? TNC are sticking around. If Sumail shows on this bottom wave, they could go for a play. EG are splitting up now. They're pinging him out. This is a dead puck if they see it.
Yeah, such a long way, but it is still a Eul Scepter on the puck. He just blinked. He orbed.
He's dead. He
Question is, can he phase shift in time? He's able to do so. Global silence. He's got the Eul Scepter available as well. Breaking free. Universe into the phase shift. Not only does he bait out the gank, he'll escape the gank, and Global silence got burned for it. Bottom lane TPs are kicking in. Tims gets the Burrow Strike out, looking for the kill over on Zai. Rocket Supply forward. They saw which way Zai went. He went north. But there's no follow-up. In fact, Tims is going in into a different angle. It's to the Mirana. The Burrow Strike in. Arteezy, the epicenter is out. They dusted him up to the reveal is on Arteezy. A gust creates a little bit of space, but not enough. Double sentries being planted down.
They just...
Yeah.
Oh, they stopped the TP out from Tinker. That's really big.
Cuckoo's got nothing left to fight with. 1437 can curse all he wants. Cuckoo kills himself on the edge of the Dream Call. The PA can do the work. Arteezy will hold both the sentries. Ajax paying off. Now they turn their attention towards Zai. False Promise cannot protect him from the damage output that this PA can do, and they're looking for more. It's crit. Raven will have himself a double kill. Tims, the Burrow Strike, barely missing Universe. They could have been all there, but EG will escape with Universe as the sole survivor of the EG war.
That is a really, really big game for especially the PA. Look at that gold swing for him. 1,200 gold gained there for the PA, 800 for the Sand King, and in comparison, EG0 is barely gaining anything. Just a little bit of gain for the puck, but TNC, this is getting scary now. I feel like TNC are leading the game, and you're looking at the gold, and it's like slight EG favorite, but the game plan is just not working out well enough. And that could have gone even worse for them. If Universe isn't there with that very clutch coil on the Tinker, I think they would have been destroyed that fight. It would have been 5 for 1, 5 for 2 maybe. So Mel just has to be very careful. This time again, he gets caught by the lasso with leap off cooldown, or on cooldown rather. That's right. He didn't have it. He just couldn't really do that much in that fight on his Mirana.
Zai stalking, finding an Invis rune. If he really wants to do anything about Tims, if he has a little bit of extra help. They don't have that long range arrow. Crit's the only one who's nearby, so yeah, it looks like this is just going to be him trying to leech an Ancient. But Cuckoo is getting into a better position time and time again. Blink as well as BTs.
I think the
hard to catch him out.
Yeah, you got the lens. You generally get lens on Tinker when your next item is the axe. Sometimes you can get it with Dagon, but I think the most common build-up is this exact one where the lens comes before the laser axe upgrade, and then you focus a lot on just getting laser on 2 heroes every single cast.
Zai just broke the smoke. They had that smoke for a grand total of 0.5 seconds. And he's still got the Observer Ward down. They burned a Dust Charge. So the Obs Ward will remain. And TNC wastes initiation time.
Still gonna get the tower though. I don't think EG has any interest in defending something like this hard right now. Raven, by the way, building into Manta style. Oh, they're gonna hesitate.
The scan pinged. It actually clipped onto Zai, who was just a little bit further up on the left. So they're very, very worried about an EG initiation.
Bit of the scan actually kind of working against them there. They were totally fine, but they don't have the information, and gives EG a little bit of extra space to work with.
You see how defensive they are with their obs and sentry? Like they put both the obs and the sentry inside the lane bottom. So they're looking towards the tier 1 tower, looking for Drow Ranger to come in with that Silver Wretch and move in and just attack. But it doesn't happen. Now they take the tower, and EG have continued to file up the jungle in the meantime.
Raven's gonna move in. Start dealing damage to the tier 2 here. Puck gets caught by SamH here. This is pretty bad for EG. They don't have Oracle in any position to help. I think, yeah, he did. They spotted each other there, actually. But SamH has kind of made a perimeter here that EG aren't interested in coming into, so they're going to go for the top tier 1. They will get it. TC takes a beating, though.
But at the same time, the tier 2 tower's gone. So yep. tier 1 and tier 2 for a tier 1. You'll take that trade, especially with the Tinker on the field. This is more space for Cuckoo, more money for Cuckoo. He's now 100 gold away from having that Aghanims.
Damn, that's so strong.
Yeah. It's a Phantom Assassin. Deso, Manta, and Vanguard. I'm not certain how they kill him.
They have to...
And if they even focus him. Like, do you focus a different target in the fight?
PA is the biggest kill they can find, I think. But it's also one of the harder ones. They need the Silver Edge attack to break Blur, and then they need to hit a stun. The problem is their reliable stun is Dream Coil, and that doesn't last for...
1437 may die here. He's a little bit out, but at the same time, Arteezy being initiated on that Blink Burrow Strike. He's the bigger kill. Starts his TP. They need a crit, and with the damage they have, it will be enough.
Oh!
Woo! Ah, goodbye, universe!
Oh, I love playing this hero.
You just love the Grave of Swords.
Oh!
Another hit, Zai!
It feels good just to watch it, you know?
Time-lapse this.
Yep, he will. But too late.
He's still taking the damage. He didn't want to go back into that horrible area. If he waited half a second longer, he might have been able to kill off the courier.
Alright, Raven, slow down. Don't crit on every attack, then you won't have it for the fight.
Yeah, because he can control that. Just put down the lucky charms for a second.
This is kind of funny. You look at crit, and he has 7 urns on the Oracle, but he just can't use them in the fight because heroes are getting bursted too. It's like he doesn't really get to heal people up. It's very uncharacteristic to see this many charges on an urn in a competitive game. It happens quite a lot in pub games where you're not watching your economy with it. But doesn't have many of this urn.
Maybe he's got to put on the Tinker every time he sees him. But
yeah, that's pretty good, but he's never going to be in range.
Yeah, the range is the issue. Phantom Assassin going to be on the run and evade the attack from Zai. Alright, Roshan is up in about 10-15 seconds.
Both teams can kill this very fast. PA, one of the best heroes at killing Roshan. Innately wants to go for minus armor, has the crit, has the evasion, so she can just solo it. Even with just this 10% lifesteal talent, can easily solo out a Rosh here. And
now
EG, they need to make a move now.
That Abyssal's so close for Raven. Like, they're actually going to have straight lockdown control now too.
Got the bat.
Yeah.
This guy is going to kill everyone if they don't get him under control.
There goes the arrow. They're inside of Roshan. The PA illusion's on its way into. They deal with it quickly, committing Rift as well as some decent abilities. He's already triggered off his aura. And Tim's, well, wait for the timing. Roshan is low. Stifling Dagger goes in. Rockets as well. Roshan killed by the dive. And the epicenter! TNC! Lacquering it on top of Evil Jesus. Arteezy. Chris trying to keep him alive. Maybe it was enough heal. We'll see if he does pop or not. He doesn't. He's back to full life. They have the buyback from the Weaver. They need to win this fight, but Raven, he's in the thick of it. Looking for the crit. SamH will fall. They'll lose the Gem of True Sight. The Burrow Strike creating a little bit more space here from Tims. They need a little bit more here. TNC haven't done it just yet. 1437 will fall. Is there buybacks? You've still got Tims as well as Raven. This two-man basher army killing off Evil Geniuses. Raven with the ultra kill. And Evil Geniuses committing heavily into that.
Yeah, they bought back with the... What's that?
It was just Weaver.
So they bought back the Weaver, but they dive 5 heroes. Who even got the Aegis in that mess?
I honestly, like...
Aegis was on Sumail, and he died again. The cheese is... also used.
Cheese was consumed.
It might have been Arteezy who had it. He got healed to full.
Cheese was consumed by Arteezy.
Yeah. But in spite of that, so they had Aegis, cheese, and a buyback, and they lost the fight. That's pretty bad. But of course, like the positioning EG are in to take that Rosh is a huge gamble play. I think it was the right choice to try to go for it. But if they get caught like that, 3 or 4 man laser twice, epicenter, 3-man burrow, you're just not winning that fight. But they kind of had to do something. They felt like the game was slipping away.
Are they going to force this? The Burrow Strike! The Sentry Ward was down. They saw him with the pressure pistol play at the front lines. Zai is gone. That's a dive back for him, and Cuckoo's looking for more. Crit has to false promise himself, allowing them to lasso Universe, bringing him down. And the bottom racks, it was evil geniuses that helped TNC fall apart. Now the shoe is most definitely on the other foot. And they get another blink Burrow. Crit will fall. Arteezy trying to be the cannon under the tier 4 towers. They will actually bring down Sam H. The PA into the back lines. The laser, the rockets, the bash. Arteezy will fall. And EG will lose a second lane of racks guaranteed. The question is, how much longer do they stick in this game? Do they believe they still have what it takes? The draw lineup has failed.
Yeah, it's pretty much failed at this point. I mean, it's still possible. I don't think they should GG out. There is a chance of getting a fight, but they win. And the reason, I think the chance that they have is still that PA doesn't have a BKB. He might buy one now, or he might just go even harder on the damage, so they can kill Raven with the right combination where everything just clicks, like you hit a good arrow, you get Silver Edge off, and everyone bursts him. It is really, really hard, though, and I don't think they're going to win the fight if they don't kill Raven first. I think he's just going to slowly kill everyone together with the Tinker.
But there's no way they can do it, though.
This Manta style was actually a really key pickup. He used it in that last fight at the Roche Pit to remove Fate's Edict. It's one of the good counterplays EG have to this PN, it just doesn't exist. When he gets disarmed, he just breaks it and kills the Oracle right away, because Oracle has to expose himself to even get that spell off. And he being punished really, really hard by Raven. And TNC, very well executed game in my opinion here. This is not easy to play. Like when you're playing against a draw lineup and you're this far behind this early, it's difficult. But they found the two fights that they needed, put themselves in a great position, and now it looks like Raven, no BKB planned. He's gonna go for the butterfly once he gets that.
Yeah.
How do you kill this guy?
You don't. It's just that simple. Evil geniuses can wish hope pray that he just goes in solo and away from everyone else from TNC, but they can't control it. They don't have that wonderful chronosphere that Universe could bring in game 1. Instead, it's Tim's being the aggressor. Tim's Burrow Strikes catching out 2-3 heroes every time. He's only now just looking to build up his Aghanim Scepter. He's been hitting absolutely everything. I think he's done more control than we've seen from Sam H. Sam H is almost like that little distraction birdie, the red flag to the bull kind of thing. Go and attack this. Go and try and control this. Trick, you commit your false promise to control that.
It's actually true.
Like you can't.
He's level 15 on Bat Rider, and the Sand King's level 21.
You can't false promise 3 heroes in a line stun.
No, you can't.
And now you got the BKB at least for Arteezy. He has this, but it's got no way to give distance. Like there's no Also keeping in mind, like he went for the Shadow Blade at the Silver Edge to try and counter against the Phantom Assassin. He never was able to get his Hurricane Pike. He never was able to get that repositioning item, which you kind of need to have for Drow Ranger in the fight.
Yeah, that's a fair point that he could have gone for a Force Staff after that Shadow Blade, or maybe even before, and then finished the Silver Edge.
Oh, here they come. Moonlight Shadow, they're right on top of TNC. How do they do it? The Global Silence 1437, cancelling them off. Zai is low. Does he have a way out? This one will he survive? Blowing up the epicenter. BKB at least protects Arteezy for the moment, but Cuckoo into the trees, spamming out the damage, and Raven crits against Semail. Look at the damage! They can't even hit him! They're trying and trying, but the blind are hitting the very, very visible. EG will lose 4 and the game. TNC will get a 1-1 result by taking game 2 in this first series of TI7.
If you pick Raven for your fantasy team, I think you gave a lot of points this game. 19-0, 230 CS.
I can't bring up the board anymore. Yeah, Raven. Hey, man, Raven is one of the big ones. I think the only downside for TNC was the fact they have 2 series today, maybe. Either way.
Oh, they only have 2 series. Then I guess you shouldn't pick them for you. I believe EG has 3 today, and Liquid have 3.
EG definitely has 3 coming up today, and of course there's a lot more Dota coming up. There's still probably the other streams going on. We're running 4 consecutive streams for the group stage. So every Dota, you can check them out from 1 to 4. They're all there. Syndra and I will be here on the main stream for the next 2 series as well. So we'll have OG going up against the artist formerly known as MP, and then Sig versus Infamous will be coming up as well. The other 2 games coming up later on with and Lumi, Newbie versus Cloud9, and EG versus Liquid. So EG will start and end our day on Stream 1. Hope you're having a great time watching, and of course, Syndra and I will return for our second series. Welcome everybody here to our second series of Stream A for the International 2017 Cloud9, formerly known as MP, going up against OG, formerly known as a Green Banner. I'm Toby1, joined by Syndrin.
10 seconds.
Yep, the OG, formerly known as OG, with a different logo.
Yeah,
but they still kept their name, so they've rebranded under the Red Bull sponsorship, but they still, I believe the name is still just OG, not Red Bull OG or OG. We're gonna call them OG.
I'm only calling him OG. Like, it's also we're gonna be like, welcome to Cloud9 G2A HUC Logitech.
Yeah.
Screw that shit.
Fair enough.
OG, a team known for their greatness in majors, known for their wonderful performance in the group stage of the International 2016, and known for their absolute destruction at the hands of MVP and TNC during the last TI, one of the biggest upset losses of the last International. How do you think they're gonna fare this team?
I think it's really difficult to really predict how things are gonna go this time around. It's like everybody kind of says it, that every year the competition gets harder, and I feel like we just see it over and over again. And yes, that thing last year with TNC was definitely a big upset, but we see upsets like that fairly regularly. There's a lot of teams that are renowned as the best, but the best are not that much better than the second best than they used to be. So upsets like that are more likely. OG are a team I think have a very good shot at minimum top 8. Top 6 is definitely possible. Top 4 is less likely, and then going all the way, I think, you know, I just can't say it. I think going all the way is unlikely for any team. That's the whole point. Like, there's nobody where I'm like, this team is making top 4, no question.
When everyone started predicting like who was going to win, like you could probably go down to like limit your pool to an 8, and then just find an 8-sided dice, roll it, and then see who's going to come up, and that's probably your best way of deciding who's going to win TI.
It's pretty close to that at this point. Maybe you narrow it down a little bit more and say like top 6 or top 4, but beyond that, honestly, going into the tournament is impossible to say. Maybe we'll know more after a couple of days of groups. Maybe a team really stands out as being above the rest. But with the merit the teams have going in, and what we've seen over the last couple of months, I don't think there's like a massive favorite.
S4, you on it, let it out, let it out,
S4 is ready to play. It's like,
he looks at us like, glitch. Why am I going up?
Can we play the main event already?
Just like, you know, can I just like sleep through this? You know, no, just pick Arc Warden. Just Arc Warden it. Like, we'll just outpush him that way. It's fine.
Oh.
And a Winter Wyvern with an Nyx Assassin as the first 2.
Okay, so this is very different from what we saw in the last game, and there's a couple of things. So first of all, Sand King Shaker are banned again, or they were banned in the first game, and in the second game Sand King got through. Earth Spirit Kunkka, lots of 4 bans. Look at that. Four potential position 4 heroes banned, and a couple of them can go offlane. First pick Nyx, that was a hero that was banned both games in the last series we saw, so seems to be a very hot pick right now. And then Cloud9 grabbing the Lich instantly and the NS that we've seen contested. This Wyvern pick is really weird for me, because most of the time this hero gets picked up as a counter pick. You pick it for Cold Embrace, and you pick it for Winter's Curse, which both abilities are very strong against physical damage. And then you look at Cloud9's heroes, and you're like, what is one thing these 2 heroes don't have? It's physical damage. It's like the only thing they really don't do. They give vision, they have slow, they have silence, they have mobility on the Night Stalker, you have ganking potential. You don't have physical damage. Let's go Wyvern!
But it's just then one of those like fly things. Like, I always picked up Phoenix because of this. Like, Firebird was last TI, now it's Frostbird this time.
Maybe.
Like, it becomes that lane harasser. Maybe it's another setup as well for a bigger AoE controller. We can look towards S4's Enigma play.
Darkseer?
Darkseer could also be another one. Like, you just... I'm saying thing like any other AoE control that Wyvern can do where it's not about who he counters, it's who he synergizes.
They're not picking, just going for a flat-out bad pick on second pick. Nobody. That's not going to happen. It's interesting to me. I'm just curious to see what they're going to do with it. I love Wyvern. I think it's one of the most fun heroes to play as a support, and very like unique in design. So I'm just happy we get to see it. This is just not the conditions I was expecting to see it picked under. So here comes the co-op for Cloud9. Alchemist ban, by the way, noteworthy.
Yep.
Both Alchemist and Anti-Mage. OG banning very heavy farming split push heroes, which is maybe surprising. That's something we generally see OG pick themselves.
The Anti-Mage maybe not so much. The Anti-Mage was another one of those heroes which we're flagging as a good safe laner for this entire tournament.
Yeah, maybe No-Tail just doesn't like it at all.
Maybe just doesn't want Eternal Envy playing. It's like I don't want to get pushed into a position where we have to play like 50 minutes, 60 minutes worth of a game where everything can be just decided on one bad play. Or I have to always pressure Eternal Envy. Can I just let him be who he wants to be, but not farming to a point where I'm going to worry about what he's going to be? Yeah. Either way, Fly. Now the pickup. And do you actually see S4 actually running the Nyx Assassin in this game? Or do you feel like you can run a 4-position Nyx?
I think it's almost only a 4. I think this hero is really weak in the offlane, actually. The problem that Nyx has as a position 3 is that he does fairly poorly in a lot of 1v2s, and actually a lot of 1v1s, and 1v3s you can get shut down completely. What's your recovery plan? You can't really jungle. You are not that good at making lane swaps and then suddenly being in another lane and playing that, because then you're also going to lose that matchup. And in addition to that, you have a position 3 who doesn't farm. Like, Nyx is a scout. So if you put this hero on position 3 and he starts running around, if you don't make plays, you're just falling behind as a 3 instead of as a 4. Yeah. Or even a 5. I'm pretty sure this is a position 4 Nyx. We're going to see the TA grabbed here for Ana, so OG definitely getting a comfort pick in that regard. Queen of Pain, not the easiest matchup, but it's definitely playable. It's
the confidence in Ana to also win that lane. Like, if he's got a little bit of help from Wyvern, maybe they can just harass the Queen of Pain out of the mid, cause a large amount of problems for Fada, and that's probably what we are going to see in the or whoever else is going to. The Night Stalker is going to be doing the same thing to the team.
They did pick TA into both a Quap and a Lich. Lich is actually not too bad. Ice Armor is very powerful against TA. I think it's often overlooked. When you talk about Lich, people like focusing on like the laning of Sacrifice and the harassment, and that you have Chain Frost, and of course Ice Armor is definitely mentioned, but it's probably a bigger part of the hero than some people expect, and picking TA into that is a bit surprising to me. To be honest with you, I haven't really liked or followed the logic in OG's draft order so far, so I'm just looking forward to being surprised with what the idea is here. But this, to me, if you asked me, if you freeze-framed this and you asked me who picked what when, I would have thought that this was actually Cloud9 counterpicking every time. Cloud9 first picked Lich, and then they got the heroes as counterpicks every time. Bit surprising. Here comes the Bat Rider. Good hero against Templar Assassin. Pretty bad against Nyx, though. One of the worst matchups Bat Rider has at all. It's a hero that can find Bat. You have Carapace against Firefly.
It seems like Quap as well as Bat Rider are going to have a hard time against that. Yeah. And, well, they go for the Phantom Lancer. We saw him being banned out in the previous series we had on the mainstream. And now he's going to be picked up. The 4th position.
This series to me just already, at least OG, seem like they have a completely different view on Dota than the last match. That's always very interesting to see when teams go in like this. You generally don't have an end result where it's like, you were right, you were wrong, but there will be some adaptations coming along the way where they're gonna like merge more toward each other. But right now, this is a completely different style of Dota from OG than we saw.
Which is exactly what they probably wanted to achieve. Like, we understand, like, Sebastian, their coach behind the scenes, Fly and No-Tail probably, like, hashing out as many ideas as we possibly can. And OG's biggest problem last TI was the fact that they were very predictable. You knew the type of gameplay they were going to play, the type of timing they would play, their exact movements. So throwing a spanner in the works in the group stage is a fantastic, as long as they can still get victories, of course. You don't want to find yourself sitting on the edge of that elimination game, but definitely mixing things up, making sure that everyone doesn't just think you're a one-trick pony, making sure that people aren't confident going up against you because they know what they're going to get. And OG, a lot of eyes are on them, no matter how much pressure you probably take off them, because they're like, oh, they're just underperforming lately. They still won the majors. They still stepped up when the time counted. And this is something which a lot of teams will still have a lot of respect for. And OG, they need to keep teams on their toes up against them. And I think this is a really good way to start. It's still confident in its way. There's still stability.
Oh, that's a good ban. That's a really good ban.
There goes your extra physical damage to Sven.
It's one of the heroes that you actually like playing Wyvern against, but Sven is good against PL and TA. Like, very good. And OG have
so
chosen
much armor with ice armor as well if they had him.
OG have chosen to show 2 physical damage cores and pick 2 greedy heroes in both PL and TA. Like, I know last game I said PL was a less greedy pick than what was the other one I was mentioning, Spectre, but in that's it still is a pretty farm-oriented hero no matter how you look at it. There's greedier heroes, but there's definitely also less greedy heroes. Well, we'll see how OG distribute their farm in this game and how they put their lanes. PL is good against it.
It's a Centaur.
Classic OG stuff. So yeah, offlane Cent, Nyx, Wyvern supports, and these.
It's a lot of survivability out from OG. Like, is this when you start questioning, like, what does Cloud9 do? You ban out this event, you ban out that heavy amount of physical damage that he could have brought to the fight. Where is that damage output coming from C9? Queen of Pain does her Sonic Wave combination, and then it's what? What is this EE hero?
I think Venomancer is pretty.
Is that enough damage though? Because Centaur can just disengage with Stampede.
It might not be enough. It's either that or you go for some really, I think, possibly safe lane Ember, but you don't want to pick Ember into Nyx. That's a pretty bad matchup, actually.
Yeah.
But Ember is pretty good against PL. He's pretty good against TA. Good against Wyvern. And I'm just thinking about Envy heroes, and there's nothing coming to mind right now that would be amazing. But they have to choose, and it is
Juggernaut. The last hero that's left, which actually has enough damage and sustain that maybe they can fight in the lane. Clearance might be a bit of a problem, but if we kind of do also understand like the PL is not an illusion hero anymore, or isn't really an illusion. Very short burst, so the Maelstrom build on the Juggernaut.
Yes, Jugger is the type of hero that wants to go Mjolnir in this game for sure. It's very high value against the PL. It's good against TA. You get refraction down faster. Good attack speed. You have the chain lightning proc to remove that. I
have a critical question for you. Is it really a Bat Rider when he's not riding a bat? Shouldn't it be Manta Rider?
Bat Raider.
Maybe a Raider? He's not a Raider.
It's a Ray. Manta Ray. Bat Raider.
But he's not Bat. He's not a bat.
I know.
It's the person. It's what he's riding, right?
Yeah.
Like, I do think that's a nice little spin on it, the Bat Raider. But
we'll just say that's what it is. That's the lore behind it. Okay, it's fine. Don't worry about cosmetics. They all make sense. This Phantom Lancer is wearing a shovel and a triangular hat, a wizard hat. He's still a Phantom Lancer. Is it actually a shovel? It looked like a shovel. I put on my shovel and my wizard hat.
To battle go.
Actually, how far cosmetics have come. Okay, so anyway, let's have a look at the game as we pause. Okay, nice way to blow the steam out of that.
It's not a shovel. It's an oar.
It's an oar.
It's an oar. It is the humble drifter's oar on the Phantom Lancer.
That's a very nice name for a shovel.
It's a common weapon from Bell. I'm surprised. I am very surprised. But then again, why would he spend money on a cat character? He would spend money on a dog character.
Wait, what just happened?
What? So
Jarex is TPing to his own base and says his TP bugged, and then the Radiant are also saying we.
Bugged. Alright, so they both bugged out when they TP'd out. Yeah.
I'm not sure what happened.
But AUI and Pylidea both committed their TP scrolls to go out, where it was only Jirax from OG who committed his.
Where's AUI? AUI is TPing top. It's not.
Alright, so it's up to the admin for how we move forward from here.
Okay. Anyway, I wanna, like, whether we remake or not, wanna look a bit at these lineups because it's so different. Okay, here we go.
Okay, so no remake.
The OG lineup is very different from what we've seen as of late. Whereas Cloud9 is more in line with stuff we've seen. It's pretty fight-centric, has vision and ways of engaging, it has team fight and scaling heroes, whereas OG's is a lot more, I want to say, counterplay focused. Like PL being able to disengage, Winter's Curse, Spike Carapace from the Nyx Stampede to get out, and then really greedy farmers that need time to build up. Playing playing TA and PL together is often not that advisable because of like you basically put yourself on the back foot for a while. Like your lineup is just not strong at fighting back. But if they manage to get through that phase, they're very strong later on.
Doesn't this seem like that old school OG?
Yeah, where they were always playing like 1 or 2 saving supports, and then they played greedy. I wonder if they found that style works better again. I guess we'll have to see.
Well, you got the saving support that comes in the form of the Winter Wyvern, and
it
in a way,
doesn't really save against this lineup, though, does it?
No, but that's also because you picked it so early on that Cloud9 were not going to say, "Hey, we're gonna draft something which you can now counter."
That's what I thought too.
But then you also have Nyx Assassin. You've got like the counter to almost everything they've got, so he can do the saving.
I think the Nyx pick turned out very good this game, even though it got first picked.
Yeah.
We're gonna see how it works out. Hero is
Jirax. Is he actually going to try this? It's like, hi, Fada. Fada's leaving go. He's like, no battle, no contest. I lay my wings down at your feet. Fada. Okay, Jirax is not accepting this. Boots first. Nyx Assassin rotations. He'll keep Fada as well looking behind him. Thanks to the fact that Fada didn't get the bounty rune, he's not going to bring out the salve early on.
I like this laning from Cloud9. It's very good. They're putting the Night Stalker mid in the start to harass the TA and give the Quap an advantage. Bottom lane they have Bat Rider against Centaur, which is a very Bat Rider favored lane. And then top they have this Lich dual lane that is able to get the way back and annoy this OG together with a Juggernaut, who can't really get killed here.
Both sides are starting off the harassment. Eternal Envy's already committed his spin. Patel's got a Dragon Lance of Fireball, chipping down Eternal Envy. They're going to have to burn through... They didn't bring the consumables to the top lane. So they're going to have to burn through a lot of their tangos already between Pilot Eye and Envy. He at least has the salve available.
They're gonna be alright for a while.
S1 needs to switch his build up a little bit. He needs to get that stick as early as he can against MSS.
Either stick or... I think it might be better to just rush the boots, actually.
He's got Tranquils in his quick buy.
Yeah. The real challenge is getting to the shop.
Yeah.
That is not going to be easy. If MSS can play this lane however he wants, he's going to outfarm the Centaur quite a lot because he can push this wave and then he can go and farm his side camp with Firefly and stack it if he wants. There is nothing Centaur can do. So, there we go. Boots picked up for Bat Rider, so head start here for him. Already up 4-1.
Bringing help up to top lane. Jirax, the double stun is beautiful. Pilot die. He goes for Frost Armor at level 2, but that won't actually stop Notel from taking the first blood. They'll lose Jirax, but it looked like a sacrifice OG was willing to make by making him run underneath the tier 1 tower to line up the double stun.
You're generally okay as the team on the receiving end if you trade kills in a 3-on-2. That's pretty good. It was first blood though, so obviously good for OG, but if you go for 3-on-2 lane, you generally just get a kill, and that's it. But the counter kill for C9 there was good for them.
We got a first little bit of a lane rotation. Notel has switched himself down to the bottom lane. S4 is going to head up towards the top, but in mid lane, Jirax with that haste rune, just trying to cause problems. He stole from underneath the nose of AUI. But it's more of a keep your eyes behind your back at all times.
This is a very good lane matchup for PL now, bottom. This is part of the reason OG picked the Lancer, is how well he fares against Bat Rider. So you can always doppelganger off the stacks of Sticky Napalm, you have a good, reliable slow that you can get in with, and you can actually just fight the Bat Rider when he goes on you. You Lance, you fight back, and then you...
I don't think Fada really meant to do that. He blinked up into the small area just south of the Ancients, and then attacked uphill, revealing the fact they had an Observer Ward there.
Oh.
And this was scouted by OG. The ping came shortly after it happened.
The ward only has a minute and a half left on it. They got the majority of the value out of it anyway.
Yeah. Just small little things.
Yep.
S4's going to have the time of his life now on the top lane. Eternal Envy and Pilot Eye can't kill him. Like, at least Frost Arm means S4's not going to try and physically harass Eternal Envy down. Notel, I say he's fine. Like, MSS can fight by all he wants.
Bigger problem here for OG, the way I see it, is that all 3 cores of Cloud9 are having a good time, and this mid lane, Ana is just not going to win. It's not, in the first place, it's not that good of a matchup, and he's getting countered really hard by this Night Stalker, and now it's only going to get worse. So Ana is stacking his Ancients, and he currently got Dragons and Ancient Prowlers.
Yeah, but he actually had a bugging Dragon. A Dragon didn't move off the camp when he attacked. Sorry, one of the Satyrs, the Prowlers. It just stayed there when he attacked it. So he didn't actually get his...
Oh, Fly is...
boned.
dead.
Yeah, he's trying to fly over the tree line. He's out of range of everything until that UI takes to the skies. And he'll fall. Meanwhile, in mid lane, Anna looking for the kill over on Fada with a stun from GRX and that Meld Strike. It does the damage, but Anna's in trouble. MSS, the best rotation he could have asked for. Now almost got a level 6 Bat Rider under 5 minutes into this game, taking a solo kill on a Templar Assassin.
It's still a very important kill for OG to get regardless. On getting the kill on Fox.
Oh, GRX, no, not like this, GRX. he got hit and petrified and desecrated by the frickin' Prowler.
Oh, that is not good.
They can't stack because the Observer was blocking it again.
They're putting a lot of emphasis on this mid lane, and they can get away with it because their side lanes are so good. Night Stalker hasn't even really needed to do much else. He made that very quick move top to kill the Wyvern, but apart from that, AUI has been targeting this mid lane a lot. Ana has skilled Meld, dodges the Shadow Strike nicely there.
Eternal Envy, do you want to go on to that? That's still a Centaur. Very deep under the town, but with the help from AUI, they got another creep wave here as well. S4 will have to make a break for the tree line. He goes for the Hoof Stomp, at least keeps AUI in position, but with the spin damage, S4 will fall. And Cloud9 showing they're not afraid to dive underneath those tier 1 towers. Especially when OG are getting resources elsewhere. AKA Anna now trying to farm this. There it is, that Prowler. He's not moving again. He refuses to get off that dire camp.
Wait, what is happening?
I'm not certain.
Is this... So, the biggest concern for me is that this isn't happening to Loda. Because that's how it always is.
Oh, bad
I guess
Loda.
S4 is there. So, we have an honorary member of the bug-finding committee in the game.
Are we saying this has to be a Swedish curse? Why is Australia the one having to pay for the Swedish mistakes?
Yeah, poor Ana. This is really...
Yeah, the upsides though, GRX did do a triple stack of the Ancients to the south. So they have those to turn for, but as you said, like the Templar Assassin was not gonna like hands down win the mid lane, but you win by playing the catch up with Templar Assassin. That's her biggest strength. She's able to play the Ancient game. I think Anna has had enough. He's gonna take the bottom.
Oh, top lane is 4.
Yeah, quick Hoof Stomp, but once again he Hoof Stomps the Night Stalker. Spin from Eternal Envy. He's gonna be unaffected. And S4 will die once more. But the trade-off is GRX flying No-Tail, pressuring the bottom, and now No-Tail, even with these kills coming the way of Eternal Envy, No-Tail is contesting him for the highest net worth position. It's only like 100 or so away from each other.
Yep. We're evening out the tower score here. Both safe lane towers gone, minute 7. That's pretty early. But sometimes rotations just play in favor of this.
Yeah.
And now, honestly, the big story of this game is going to be the next 10 minutes. Like, does Ana get to farm a lot or not? The stacks will need to be contested by Cloud9, and they will need to be continued to made by OG. S4 has a long recovery curve ahead of him. This, I think, is a really hard Centaur game, personally.
Anna actually didn't do his stack.
Nope.
That dire stack is still there, so GRX is lining once again to stack it. Alright, I want to see if this adder is just permanently rooted to the ground. No, he's fine. He'll move. It seems like when he's attacked at the start, he's like, I refuse to leave.
And now the stack failed, though, because now there's a ward.
Yeah.
I wanted to start getting paranoid. Like, why is this happening?
Is there an invis hero? Is Night Stalker just sitting on a cliffside nearby that's blocking this? Like, what's going on?
Well.
S4 might be in trouble once more. Eternal Envy just commits the Omni Slash. S4 misses the Hoof Stomp. Eternal Envy very quick into the Blade Fury. Allows him to be immune and just spin away from the tier 2 tower.
4-0 on Jugger.
No, that's a beautiful sight, man.
He's having a very good start here. Oh, bottom lane, No-Tail. There's a haste on Fata, though. He does have Sonic Wave.
14 one-charges on No-Tail, however. He's got... Okay, now he's going to commit them. One more Lance is available. Support will not come. Nyx Assassin's too busy trying to help Anna take the stack. He's doing these line impale stuns to give Anna that time to attack in. He's only just got his treads to arrive.
And you have to take this in one go because the Prowlers are healing the camp up very fast.
Yep.
Again, and once the Acolytes start dying, you farm this pretty fast. So.
Could be nice for GRX too. This is some good levels for him. Get him closer to having his level 6 so he can be that proper rotation. But meanwhile, all this is happening. Eternal Envy basically dominates the top lane with the help of Highlight Die. There's nothing S4 can get out of this. So you're delaying the Blink Dagger and progression on the Centaur. Are you still okay with this? Considering the trade-off you're taking, like farm for a Templar Assassin for a slowed down Centaur.
I don't think they have much choice. This lineup of OG is very slow, so they're kind of at the mercy of what Cloud9 wants to do, and then they counterplay the best they can. Okay, you guys are top, we're gonna farm the bottom ancient stack and push bottom with our PL. Okay, you guys are gonna rotate, we'll rotate somewhere else. They're not willing or really able to take the fights, and in this game, S4 is just gonna get sacked. I'm not sure where he can go, really, at this point. Once the Blink Dagger comes out later, he can have some big plays, but for now, he's kind of just screwed.
It's the OG space creation, right? I guess what they've done time and time again in the past is watching Ana just go ham, and then S4 can sit on the top lane farming. Notel's having a really good time with his farm on bottom lane. He's getting solo experience, causing real problems for Fada. And once his Diffuser Blade is up, he's also a ganker, he's also a hunter. A real problem for Cloud9, and that's when maybe we turn our attention to Eternal Envy. Going for the Ring of Aquila, going for the early drums. He looks to be going for a very combat kind of style, but is this going to be enough items to deal with the OG aggression when it comes? Speaking of which, Jirax has his vendetta because of that ancient stack. Scouts out 3 heroes moving towards the top lane.
Big info.
They even sentry just to be safe. The sentry ward for the Radiant side is a little bit too far over. Now the stun, it hits on Eternal Envy. If they can kill him off before he gets his spin, no, the spin will happen. The Cold Embrace tried to also save S4, who was in a little bit too deep, but it's OG, even with the information, they still cannot take the fight.
That was so sick from MSS. He instantly used Flame Break to knock the Centaur away so he didn't get the hoof stomp on. And after that point, I like that play from OG of trying to go for the Jugger the way they did. MSS was just way too fast, and OG didn't have good enough position to make that kill happen. The idea was good, the execution just counterplay. Yeah, very nice out of the Batrider.
They try to protect that healing ward so much. Actually got through his full duration anyway. Just keep pressuring top lane. Notel will have to be up here to defend it. So S4 is finally getting that space he wants on bottom lane. With no tier 1 tower and the tier 2 tower taking a little bit of chip damage, looks like Cloud9 are still focusing more to the northern side of the map.
Meanwhile, Ana is getting a lot of fun. Cleared 2.5 ancient stack now, I think.
Number 1 net worth, 5.6k.
Yep.
Compared to the Quap, who's 4.5k. Not exactly certain what AUI wants to achieve in the mid.
Trying to get into their heads here. He's trying to pretend that there's more pressure being applied here, or that there are other heroes in the neighborhood. Sometimes going for, like, it's such a low-cost play, right? He pays 100 mana to maybe try to mislead or intimidate a little bit. Dota is a very mental game a lot of the time, so it's like, oh, there's heroes, missing Night Stalkers running toward me, be ready to TP mid stuff, and then...
They scanned for it. They were worried about it. The scan happened to the north side of the tier 1.
Basically got into their heads a little bit there at no cost, so good stuff from AUI. And he feels confident probably because there's so little that can kill this Night Stalker. His plays are fairly minimal.
Yep.
Bottom lane, S4 again. I think they saw him. They saw him pulling. He's super dead if they get silence on him now.
They just found him.
Oh!
AUI.
That's some good fog.
Eternal Envy just backed out, and he already committed his phase boots to retreat. The creep wave's hitting the tier 2 tower. S4 knows something is awry. And in fact, now they just rotate in Jirax.
I don't think they...
I believe you're correct. Unless AUI wants to run underneath the camp, then they'll have a chance. But while that game's going on, the Blink Dagger is now on the Batrider, freshly to be revealed. They smoke up with Lich.
The biggest kill on the map except TA.
Oh, where's your jump? Notel, there's a react doppelganger. Find the real one. Notel is trying to retreat back. He's got 17 one-charges of Fireball, and there's your Stampede. The Lich ulti flies forward. He's got no way to dodge it, and that will be a blink into a kill. At the same time, Nyx Assassin dies on the bottom lane. AUI is looking for more, but Ana is nearby. Has his full Desolator completed now, and they will not fight.
S4, he doesn't have Stampede now.
Oh boy, thought he wasn't going to fight, but now Wyvern TPs it, needs to get that Cold Embrace off, goes for the Curse, holding Eternal Envy in position. Ana waits, hits him with the Maelstrike. They need more damage Eternal Envy, the healing ward is doing work, but no, AUI! The Void! Envy! Anna couldn't reach him! Side blades are just not big enough.
He stopped him mid-attack animation with that Void cast. Barely getting.
And now he wants to deny the rune. That ain't happening.
So they forced a TP and a curse out of Wyvern at no cost, except that they didn't get the kill on the Centaur. And that gives Pilot Eye a lot of time to get some wards out here and getting some good information on the map. They pushed in top very nicely onto No Tail, so know very well what's going on. And this game right now, with the exception of TA, is looking very, very Cloud9. Getting so much out of the map, much threat.
They've got better initiation and better vision control through AUI as well as now through the Blink Dagger of MSS. Yeah, they're really trying to capitalize on their advantage, because I think they also understand though, like even with all this initiation, if OG have time to farm up.
Wait, Envy?
Is he baiting with this spin TP out?
That is so Envy. This is like ultra next level.
I'm leaving the fight, which is the damage we require to actually win the fight, but we'll still win the fight because there's enough confidence in the rest of Cloud9 to not kill off Fly, who's retreating back to the T1 tower. The Lich holding Cold Embrace, he'll get a little bit of levels. Void level 4 is available. They'll still kill off Fly.
I think this is the first time I've seen someone spin TP out of his own gank. I mean, I guess it kind of worked. I just think he didn't need to do it. OG were already backing off. He didn't really find any information or...
He came straight back to the lane. Like, he TP'd to tier 2 and then just ran straight back into the lane. So it was intentional.
For sure. It would have been really nice if OG wanted to go for him. I think he was hoping that they were going to curse him and try to fight, because then his teammates coming in could go for a great counterplay.
Pilot Eye slowed down. Fada's already triggered the Shrine, so Pilot Eye won't have that regeneration. Jirax gets with a stun. Anna, one quick meld strike, and this Lich, for all the armor he might have, he won't survive, but they bring in the extra help. PL's arriving. Fada wanted to run. Sonic Wave, not worth committing. He's down, and AUI. Jirax has stun in 1 second time. They'll remove the vision. The stun, it doesn't reach. The Impale of Jirax cannot get that far, and AUI will be able to get back out to safety. And OG, originally they're looking for Roshan. Maybe now they just take the tier 1 tower top.
It's really big for them that Ana has this much farm. He is doing all the damage right now. That fight, he got, I think, 2 meld strikes off. The Forsa reinitiating on the Queen of Pain turned out to be a big mistake. I think he had the right intention though. Next to their shrine, they could have TP'd in heroes to help and maybe take that fight. But...
Here we go, Blink Lasso. They found a big one. It's Anna. They'll protect him already with a Cold Embrace. As now the curse onto Eternal Envy. S4 prepping himself, but they just stampede out. OG make the call. This is not worth the squeeze, but maybe they still find Anna. He has a TP, killing off MSS, but the Omni Slash refraction was down. Didn't have meld as an option. No Tail and Fly both hit by the Sonic Wave of Fada. No Tail escaping out if possible. Now the Lich Holdy flies forward. He will go down. Fada claiming that kill, no doppelganger to work with, and there was not much that Jirax could do to help. Not once that Chain Frost went.
The silver lining for OG here is that there's no darkness, so I think C9 still are not in a position to really take any buildings right now, or get any good vision out. Jirax is still scouting. Pretty confident with his move, running through the river. Sentry's there. Or his Vendetta is going to expire. Really learned too much there. Back toward mid. So Cloud9 still looking pretty good. I like this a lot from Forsa, by the way. The rushing of Orchid against the lineup he's facing is extremely good against Wyvern and Nyx and PL. An absolutely great item this game. We see most Queens today go for the Veil first, but I think the Orchid build has a lot of merit in many games still.
OG are coming.
Autopilot.
They found a target. It's going to be Night Stalker. That instant stun. Hoof Stomp Blink does the work with the meld. At least he's got the Frost Armor. AUI very tanky on that Night Stalker. They'll finally kill him off. The curse on the Queen of Pain. Eternal Envy is currently killing his teammates at the moment. No-Tail wants to keep burning off the mana. That's why the Illusions run forward to help out. And OG, they could have just gone for Roshan instead. That line was very quickly drawn to, and they want to fight first. And then into a tier 1 tower once more.
S4 is ready to jump, but he's on the wrong side. Maybe he can find 5.
No-Tail's all around him. The blinking from MSS, but Templar Assassin went with S4. They initiated the backlines of Cloud9. Oh, and Cloud9 was initiating the backlines of OG. Basically to scatter everywhere, hit with the Mel Strike. Batrider wants a little bit more time to survive, and maybe the life is there. No, S4 will jump forward, gets the double edge. They'll take the tower, and that was the cleaner fight that OG wanted on top lane before.
This actually looked like it was going to be a great opening for Cloud9 when they came from the bottom side, because S4 was standing on the stairs on the left, and he couldn't connect on anyone except Pylai who walked on the left. So the whole Cloud9 team was on the bottom side, and one guy goes top, and that guy just dies, doesn't get any spells off. And OG kind of collapsed on them after that, so very big moment. They get the tower, they get the Roche, and now this game is all of a sudden looking a lot better for OG.
Yeah, this is that danger zone, right? Like OG, we're talking about their strength once their heroes come online, once we hit that mid game for them, and it's happened. We're hitting the 20-minute mark. This is where we begin the mid game. Cloud9 haven't got enough momentum behind themselves. They've taken one tier 1 tower in 20 minutes, and now they've lost all of their own tier 1 towers, and the tier 2 tower on bottom lane is down to half-life. This is problematic to say the least for Cloud9. They need their initiations to start working again.
Absolutely.
But it was also a bit of an unfortunate thing for MSS. Like, he blinked onto TA the second the TA jumped forward as well.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't have planned like one of those oh crap moments.
Yeah.
Any harder than that. That was sad for MSF.
But at the end of the day, what sets it up is that Pi goes north and the rest of the team goes south. Because if there isn't even a target, then that jump is never going to happen.
Yeah.
But one hero went in the opposite way, and maybe Pi did it deliberately. Maybe he wanted to get jumped. It's like, if you guys are going to commit on my Lich on the back line, my team is going to win the fight. But they didn't.
That's when you got the confidence that you're going to do more burst damage than a Templar Assassin.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, because if you're doing that, you're splitting the fight. It's like, we get our kill, then we move over to help.
But Envy didn't have mana. That was the problem. He was already burned by PL before the fight began, so Envy had to choose between using Spin and Omni Slash. He doesn't have a magic wand. I don't even know if their team has a pair of Arcane Boots. They don't. So he was kind of just...
he can't even choose to use Omni Slash.
Like, he didn't get it off in that fight.
If he's going for a PL, like how do you even Omni Slash anyway?
Yeah, well, there were other targets. He could have maybe Omni Slash the Wyvern or the Nyx and just killed them after the Cold Embrace was used, but yeah. the play wasn't even available. And that's... Cloud9 need their tools. You can't play these team fights without a Juggernaut Omni Slash right now. It's just not... It's not going to work.
So the Orca got completed up over on Fada. Already No-Tail's building into Amanda Star to try and counter his effect. Anna won't be so lucky. He's going to go for direct damage. He's going Hurricane Pike as his next one. After the Blink as well as Desolator. So wanting that distance. They found him. They found him in the trees. Stampede just gets S4 in range for the hoof stomp in time. He thought he could be clever to creep skip it out. Now, no Queen of Pain for 41 seconds. OG should take tier 2 tower from this.
Most likely will.
What's your rebuttal? Like, MSS and AUI on top lane? I guess up against a already fat PL.
Yeah, it's not too easy anymore for the Cloud9 side. I think they have to itemize to deal with PL. It's kind of a requirement for their lineup at this point. Speaking of PL, he's kind of just running into Night Stalker. This could get awkward.
For Night Stalker, definitely. Jurek's going to get the start off. Meanwhile, the hook stomp on the other lines. AUI will get burnt. Eternal Envy starts his TP. S4 controlled him as long as he could. The Fly couldn't get there in time for Curse.
After a pretty hard start. I can't really tell you if the laning stage even went poorly for them. I think it went as expected. They were expected to lose and fall behind and then come back through a couple of good plays, and they've done it.
I think the only thing that was probably hard was the ancient problems. Close for Anna, like the fact they went for a stack and failed it 5 times.
Oh, bottom area.
Yeah, smoke up. At least catching Pylai. Died the double trap and the jump forward. Yep, they'll catch the... Okay! This Templar Assassin just doing what she does best.
Yep. Remember when I said Ice Armor is good against TA?
Yeah.
That was one of those cases where you couldn't see it.
Hey, no, you could. He would have died in one hit. As opposed to 2 hits that Anna was forced to take. Value of time.
G are getting really far. Now that they've managed to get through that hard stage of the game, and both the PL and the TA are getting this much farm, it is really difficult for Cloud9. I think they had a couple of key moments that they just got outplayed in and that failed. And if that's what happens against this kind of lineup, it's one thing if you don't succeed and nobody dies, but their plays when they were stronger, they lost. And that is what they couldn't afford. And at this point, it's kind of a comeback game for them, where they need to find a really good pick with maybe, as I said, some sort of way of itemizing against this PL, maybe a Mjolnir as next item on Envy could help. Could even get something on the Queen of Pain to help out. He's going BKB as it looks, because he's tired of dying from full HP.
It just seems so problematic for Envy to also still go into Mjolnir. Like, at least he's got the stats and potential evasion that comes from Amanda style, as he just runs into the wave, spins and kills it. But I'm still concerned it's just not going to be enough. Like, the damage output's just not there. And then you got a little bit more protection on the way. So Lotus Orb build up from the Centaur. Nyx Assassin's already got his, like, G-Rex is just going for the war. Exactly what he needs. Blink and Arcanes. Doesn't need much more than that for this Nyx Assassin. Blink in to stop the Bow Rider. Bow Rider can't, like, now he's got his BKB, at least MSS. Like, again, like, it seems the smoke timing and all the pressure is on MSS's shoulders to get these initiations off when he gets a big item. And that BKB is going to have to do for him. They have Medallion, can focus the target nicely. They got the Ice Armor for survival. S4 was scouted, moving up towards the shrine. They're scanning to see where else he goes. Fly, gonna scout at MSS, the Blink Lasso. It's over on the wire, but not the target they wanted, especially when the Stampede kicks in. A double Hofstorm. The Omni-Slash Fly is low. The BKB is fine from it. The chain OG! The damage! They were not expecting that! Jirax will fall! Cloud9 just got the greatest fight they could have ever have asked for! OG will be wiped from the face of the earth, and they get the biggest one at the end, and it will go down for 3 gold into MSS.
Okay, that was such a sick Chain Frost. And it looked like it was gonna not be that good for Cloud9 because MSS didn't get his BKB off before he got stunned again, still stayed alive. They fought under a shrine that was never activated.
Paladin needs a moment to pat himself on the back.
That's good, we're gonna see this one again.
Yeah, see it in battle view.
So here comes the Omni-Slash and Fly still gets Cold Embrace off, and then they're just starting to stack up really nicely. There it is.
Boom, 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 boom.
3 or 4 heroes under Firefly, Chain Frost hitting like 8 or 9 times there. And what an absolute trashing of a fight. 5-0 wipe. Alright, that's what it took to get them back in the game. That wasn't too hard.
Yeah.
Now it's interesting again.
Yeah. Cold advantage just shifts 6,000.
And this is one of those interesting moments where it's like, when you watch the replay and you're OG, your conclusion is going to be, why didn't we just let Wyvern? Yeah. They got a Wyvern caught and they stampeded their Centaur out. It was 1 casualty at position 5.
It looked really good as well, like a double hoof stomp, it looked really good, and then all the momentum leading up to this had to be sitting in the minds of OG going, we've been winning this, boys. Yeah. Like, this is our time to destroy.
To lose the Queen of Pain.
Yeah, okay, maybe that's not so great.
Nyx and Centaur combining.
Yeah, they've still got a long way to go at Cloud9. Like, okay, you just got yourself the greatest fight to get you back into the game, but you're still fighting uphill against a lineup that is just rolling with the punches. They've still got all the items that they wanted to have. They've still got all the abilities, like, at the level they want it to be. OG will keep the pressure up, and this is something which is very, very difficult to contest. And it's always, again, like, I think, like, the smoke plays, there's only so many Cloud9 can do. There's a reason why there's a limit on how many times you can buy smoke.
Yep. They will have darkness now, though, so it's gonna be a long night.
That vision advantage from AUI, but is that enough?
Well, it helps. They probably need a gem, I think. The Radiant should get a gem on the Bat Rider now and start trying to clear out the vision so that they can start making the moves again. They want to set up fights like the previous one where they get the jump and they force the action. And the gem is multi-purpose. It's not just against the wards, it's also good against the Nyx that the Bat Rider really wants to play around. So I think it's really a good investment right now. And they might be like, it's risky and whatnot. Maybe they don't feel the flow of the game the same way that we do when we're watching it. But I think at this point, Cloud9 needs to play risky. They need to get something going. Yep.
They're trying to. Take the risk. They're looking towards Roshan, and both teams are set up nicely for this. So Cloud9 have the ward really close towards the pit, so the Observer and Sentry about to time out in 3 seconds time. And yeah, you're seeing now C9 doing something about the aggressive wards that OG had down. But OG have two. They have another one just a little bit further up west in the lane.
Why is Lich going phase boot Shadowblade?
DPS Lich. It's the Pyrian special.
I like Pyrian, okay? I like Pyrian.
Actually,
but I really don't think Pylai would be inspired to buy his item builds. That's so unbelievable.
What was
Pyrian has other strengths.
That was a
He's
build
okay
that the PPD was talking about. The Mask of Madness into Maelstrom build over on the Lich. You get a huge amount of physical damage out of it. Presumably it wrecked.
It could just be a quick buy and he's going to turn into a Glimmer. You know, you just get one of the items that has the Shadow Amulet in it. But now he can afford it. So now we're going to see what the decision actually is.
Or maybe it's just him like going, I got a great ulti off before, I need to ulti the bottom wave first to get that money.
I mean, it is a good positioning item for sure. It's not that. It's just so uncharacteristic, especially for Pi. Buy this kind of item.
It seems such a risky thing to do, throw your ulti out when Roshan could be coming up.
If he's playing for late game,
I know it's a 1 minute
cooldown.
Talent. Like just over 1 minute cooldown, but like there's no tier 2 tower for Cloud9 to claim here. For OG to claim here.
Nope.
And there's no war they have that actually sees any heroes. They're sending illusion after illusion, so OG are really hoping the Cloud9 come out to them to fight. It's almost like they're trying to play bait with like a whole bunch of PLs, which is exactly what MSS doesn't want to go on.
Now OG have split up again. They TP'd away the TA, she's gonna farm Ancients.
Roshan's alive.
Yeah, that's actually not the best timing ever to TP away.
Both teams are aware now. So MSS was able to sticky napalm into the pit, and the TA trap saw the rest.
Could get dicey if he gets caught here. He does get away in time.
Mass defensive. He's got the hood, he's got the plate mail, so he's got the armor and the magic resistance, plus raindrops on top. Anything that will save him. And Notel's turning this into a proper split game. With his BTs on this PL, it's very different to the old PL, but he can still use the Manta style to keep momentum going.
Yeah, they just want to shove in waves and get farm. It's a good farming item, as always. Every hero gets pretty significant GPM increase by going travels. Efficiency. You don't have to buy TP scrolls anymore.
Oh, S4, he just blinked into the wave. Right underneath, 3 Cloud9 players, he blinked into the wave.
This is with No-Tail being top, actually.
Yeah, and he just BT'd there. They should be aware of this.
Oh my god, it's so risky.
But they're expecting someone from Cloud9 to come to the bottom lane to deal with it. And Fada has done so. Fada has a TP scroll, he still had that shrine next to Roshan, so there's no issue for Cloud9 to contest the pit. It's like both teams are playing a game of cat and mouse. OG keep like just poking a finger into the pressure point of Cloud9 and seeing if they can get like a knee-jerk reaction.
They're just getting more out of the map at the same time. They're finding more farm.
Yep.
Now all of a sudden this Centaur that was struggling a lot in the start has Blink, Lotus, and Hood. And the PL, as we talked about with the travels, is going to keep ramping up, as well as Ana. OG's advantage, the primary advantage they have in this game is that their lineup is way better at killing Ancients. So economy will eventually favor them by just being able to mine the map better.
They've got double defusals.
Ana thinking about it.
Goes in for the Arcane Rune, the BKB from MSS, ultimate position, they need to kill him off. Mana style, Ana will break free, Stampede, they need more speed, and they've got it. Back to the shrine and back to safety.
Envy got really unlucky. He Omni-slashed the illusions the whole time.
I was still at the bottom. Oh, they're coming back. They have to come back.
Yeah, this is Roche for OG, more likely.
Should be.
Or maybe a pick on the way. They're thinking about it. AUI.
Sentries are down. Observers, they see everything. AUI just runs. And rightly so. But now Ana will give it a crack. And these PL illusions just don't stop. MVP will flag himself again, and his TP's on cooldown. He cannot return to Roshan fast enough, but OG bailed. They're not doing it. In fact, they're smoking one target. They're invis once again with the Nyx.
They're just very textbook pressuring still.
Yeah.
No-Tail just got the bottom wave pushed all the way into the Radiant base. The wave is currently sitting right outside the Radiant base, and now the top wave will as well. And that's going to open up for OG to make a decision of what avenue they want to attack from. This
they see the obs. They can't get rid of the sentry ward, but they send a couple of PL illusions up, and that observer ward's gone. And in they go once more. OG, MSS still nearby. Sticky napalming up Roshan, so he gets to glow that wonderful golden color.
It's daytime, they don't have darkness. They're just playing the game.
Oh, MSS!
Delay game.
He has a BKB. Ooh. That's his 8-second BKB now down. And Roshan's already gone. So Aegis and Cheese gonna go the way of OG. And will take the Aegis. No Tell has the Cheese, and they're stampeding forward. They kept the stun. It's the Lich. It's Pylai Dai, who now hides inside of his Shadow Amulet. Okay. Starts his TP. Realized the Sentry was coming in from Fly.
He almost made it out. Say something.
And like awkward silence.
I don't.
Alright, so
I used to though. You remember that?
Yeah, yeah. You and Puppy sitting there with your freaking glasses on.
Awkward silence.
Yeah.
Okay.
But let me welcome in our wonderful. Yeah. Anyway, that's history. So OG, you now have the Aegis as well as Cheese. You're looking in for your objective. Obviously, high ground is the next thing. That's the only other buildings they can start taking now. Do you go all the way? Do you just look to chip away at a tier 3 tower? Or do you continue to play the split push game? Does Roshan mean, like, does Aegis mean that much to OG? They're not on the clock. They don't have to push.
No, they don't have to push. Take it pretty easy. Keep farming. If they see a good opening and a pick, they can go high ground with that. But I don't think they're just randomly going to show up as 5 in the lane and just try to force it.
Yeah.
It's not a necessity, at least. It could work. They can definitely do it, but...
If you had the Aghanims on S4 by now, then maybe I would go for it. Just because you could survive the initial hit. We're talking about like how fast he's farming up. He's 3,000 gold away from his Aghanim session now. They're looking at bottom. Eternal Envy continues just to defensively spin waves down.
The issue here for Cloud9 is that OG are pushing the waves constantly, and they are not committing. Okay, here we go. This could be a moment.
C9's committing. They're going to find S4 a little bit further to the north, but it's the bottom lane where Juggernaut is already down. Vana protected by his BKB, blinked into the tree line. Do they see him in time? They jump down, destroy the trees around him, but Eternal Envy is picked. And OG, that is more than confidence now to go high ground.
Yep, that's the one pick they needed. That's enough.
Here they come. It sounds like you want onto Ana. Lotus Orb will help protect him. But with that Monkey King bar, his damage output's just through the roof. And no way to evade, no way to dodge. This is probably the easiest and most uncontested rank OG's gonna get.
I think they can go for a second lane as well. They have 20 seconds. They can go hit mid.
And it's taking some time, and OG gonna be safe.
Fair enough. They have...
It's hard to go against that. You don't want to have, like, after your last hiccup that happened on top lane, like maybe you don't want to have the same kind of thing happen again.
I think this time the cards are a bit more stacked against Cloud9. This is a 12k lead with Aegis.
Yeah. Yeah. The same thing's not going to happen again, but maybe that's also one of these things too where we can think about the future of the tournament. A lot of teams are looking to the group stages to get a lot of information, not just about drafts like ban and picks. It's about the mentality of OG. OG playing very set, structured Dota is a dangerous thing, but it's also maybe what we talked about at the very start with the drafting phase. Is this OG playing that mid-game orientated dross once more? A team almost dragged out of range of that Radiant Sentry that was further up the lane. This is going to be almost 3 full lanes of... And Team Infamous, they realize that Game 1 is Team Secrets.
Secret looking good. I like their picks. I like the way they moved around together, the coordination of their spells. The other side. They're going to need to split up from this. This was... It's mainly just... I said it a couple of times during the game, but it really feels like they need to get more of a team coordination and team spirit going. They seem very uncoordinated, very individualistic, rather than a team play kind of game. And if this is how they're going to play all their games, they will be glued to every team that has this coordination. They just, whether it's the picks that they're uncomfortable with, or the playstyle, or each other, whatever it is, they need
their draft takes a little bit longer to win, but it's a lot safer to win. And that's what it's all about, right? In the group stage. Like you lose one.
Yeah, there's a couple of decent options still for Secret here. They have the TA is actually a nice hero against the Anti-Mage. Very high physical burst, combining it up with the Necrophos ulti, which doesn't deal that much damage, obviously, into the spell shield, but it all matters when you get the first immediate burst. In addition, they have the Void lockdown. Hard lockdown against AM is very good. He's a very mobile and elusive hero. You want to just keep him chained and then bring him down. And then the last thing is contesting him in lane, which I think that is the weakness of Secret's lineup. They're going to have a hard time preventing AM from farming. I don't think their lineup is that good at going into AM's lane and putting pressure. Void off lane is not good against AM. They could try to run the Necrophos dual lane off lane, but I think the support duo of Infamous can keep him more than safe. Get their mana drained.
They ban out the OD.
OD is another good ban. Could definitely have been a choice for Team Secret for mid 1 in this kind of game. Although, again, that's a hero that Silencer has a tendency of messing with quite a bit.
We'll see how many's list. Ember, TA, WOP. 3 high ones for mid 1. That's been his most played 3 heroes of late.
Still is the Invoker as well as an option.
Yeah.
I think Invoker versus AM is a two-sided matchup.
Invoker just seems to be like the easiest. You know, getting into the later game. You get a Chrono on any target. Sunstrike, a little bit of damage, and then the Scythe to finish them off and make sure they stay in the grave.
Yep. I think it's going to be TA, though, personally. If TA is good against the mid-pick that Infamous get now, I think Secret are more or less just going to snap pick it.
Yeah, it's an Ember.
So that is not the perfect lane for TA, but I still think it's good enough. On the contrary, Invoker got a lot better, because Ember is not the best hero at dealing with Invoker in lane. Can even get a value point in Wex, so you have the Tornado against Flame Guard, and then play around him completely.
The only concern I have for Invoker is Tuskar's ability to...
Yeah, there are plays, but Secret at the same time also have the counter plays available. They could just camp the Nyx in mid. Because Necrophos Wyvern should be able to win their bottom lane against Legion very easily.
Look at that smile on Puppy's face.
Is he planning Huskar then?
No, I think as he's telling him a joke at the back line, he's just like, dude. I heard this joke last night. This guy walks into a bar. Hurt.
Makes the OD ban make even more sense as well. It's a really bad matchup for Ember in mid. It's one of the worst. I am still leaning toward Invoker and TA as the 2 obvious choices, if you will. But they might have a second player playing, like Razor could work.
And it's Invoker.
Yeah, okay.
So all that debating, and it was with your original choice, Ender, and be up there, which means they also have nothing to lose. Go out there and just start to beat the living crap out of every top team. You can pull an SG Esports. You can pull anybody. All you need to do is just fight your ass off and get there.
Yep.
But have to live with no fear. And right now, it seems like they live in a very individual world of fear.
In the previous game, they were at least very... They seemed like...
they seemed
hesitant. They were hesitant. They weren't confident in their moves. They weren't sure exactly what they were supposed to do. And I think it's better if they just commit for something, and then if the play fails, they have committed for something and they've made the move, and then they can learn and move onward into the tournament with some more experience. But making these half plays with 2 or 3 players, or combining their spells incorrectly, or going like half in but not really committing, that's not the way you play. It's just not going to work. They need to just trust in their instincts and their abilities, and then it's going to take them as far as they can. So I'm hoping for a better performance from them in this game. I think their lineup definitely has the potential to... oh, nice Sunstrike.
It's the second one.
They definitely have the potential with this lineup to win this game in the late game. I think their heroes scale very well. Anti-Mage and Ember with Global Silence are very scary to deal with for the Dire lineup. But the same can be said for Secret's lineup. You know, late game Void Invoker is very, very powerful. So both teams will be okay with that. It's maybe more going to come down to, can you organize good team fights, or can you get a really, really fat AM so that he can start taking towers? Because one thing Infamous' lineup doesn't have is building damage. Actually really bad at taking objectives until Anti-Mage is big.
Yeah. And they'll take time. Everything is time for Infamous. How they're lane, so it will actually be off-lane Legion Commander. Ember Spirit will be towards the mid. You'll have the Tuskar joining that off-laner as well. AM to the safe lane. Silencer supporting him there. Pretty standard lanes from Infamous. I don't think Team Secret are looking to do anything unusual either. It's that normal little start with mid 1 in the mid. Obviously, man who is dedicating his life to the Dendy that used to be the International 1 Dendy, TI1 Dendy. Not the current Dendy.
I wonder what Dendy gave him back at TI1 that allows him to be a sponsor. Oh, that's aggressive in mid. Here comes Yapsor though.
Yeah, and then GG branch being consumed. Is that actually? It's not a GG branch. It's just a happy tree, but it appears as a GG tree.
Yeah.
Poppy. Get an Arctic burn in. They're looking for more. Yapsor is not a healthy man. Taking way too much damage from the range creeps. Dropping just shy of 30 HP.
He was in the middle of the wave attacking these heroes here, and if there's like 7 creeps on you, you're not going to sustain that. Tomato is level 2, that's a kill. Or if the Tusk had anything left in the tank, but...
It's the space creation, right? Like, you've got another salve having to be purchased up here by Tomato. Tuskar is stuck in the trees, clariting and just tangoing his way back up again. And Yapsor, thanks to his 11.5 HP regeneration, is back.
With a tango.
With a tango. Yeah, 1.4 by... not 1.4. It's 4.3 by itself. But they're still bloody high compared to the 1.4 of the Tusker.
I still feel like this laning stage is just flat out going to go better for Infamous. I think their laning just... The heroes that they have will fare better. They have way better matchups. Yep. Playing Void against Anti-Mage is super annoying, and a lot of it's going to come down to how this mid lane exchange goes down. How much they're going to target that. Oh, Puppy could be in trouble here. Oh, just get out.
Arctic Burn lasts just a fraction of a second long enough to get over.
The shards a little bit too early there. With a snowball first into shards, Matthew could have maybe...
Oh.
At least.
Gotta stop getting burnt like this.
What's he supposed to do, man?
Not a lot. Yeah, like you can't just abandon. Maybe that's actually what he thinks about. He decides to go for Iron Towel and just take the Void to the jungle.
I think he's just gonna leech and get whatever he can. Obviously, he's gonna take very little damage when he's out of mana. Then the mana break won't deal damage. He has a 4-man shield. He has 4 armor. So he will get experience, but this is just an innately awful lane. Like now, if the Silencer keeps just throwing glaives at him, he will eventually have to yield, and that's going to happen now. So, Puppy is down here to help. I don't really think Puppy is doing anything here.
He's here to harass the Silencer out, maybe.
Not really going to do much. It's just, yeah. I guess he's trying to eat some of their regen and be useful in this lane.
Well, he's not going to do much more in the mid. Sunstrike, it's off target. Mato's already back up the hill. Then again, he turned a second longer.
Wait, okay.
He decided to just basically do a do-si-do before realizing he had to exit the barn floor.
It's odd.
Yes.
Very odd. Now he has to go back to base. I think, so this Puppy rotation bottom to try to give Kezu a little bit of space was unsuccessful, and instead he could have maybe got like 1 or 2 pulls off top and been almost level 3. So I think this movement